So something that people ask me fairly often is, why do women need their own yoga practice? Or, why should a woman go to, say, a Shakti yoga class rather than just, your average yoga class? Now, consider that most of the yoga that is taught and practiced in the modern world has its roots in Hatha yoga, and these asanas, these poses and these practices were originally practiced almost exclusively by men, and most of those men were in their adolescent years. So if you consider that the body of an adolescent male versus the body of a woman, that they're very different. And the primary difference exists in the pelvis. So Shakti yoga is really centered in the womb. I call it often womb-centered yoga because the womb is the power place, the center of the female body. And whether or not a woman actually has the organ of the uterus present, this energetic imprint, this energy center is very much alive. And most women are not connected to the power that lives here in her depths. And most yoga practices are not giving her the keys or the opportunity to really drop into this space, because there tends to be this emphasis on the ascending current, the transcendent, as opposed to the real, this earth current that roots us into our body, into our pelvis, and into the earth. Something that is uniquely female is this intimacy with the earth. In so many traditional cultures, woman is considered wise, and that is simply by virtue of her femaleness, because she is the earth. She is the earth embodied. And so in Shakti yoga, not only are we acknowledging the uniqueness of the female anatomy, the physicality, and the unique needs that the female body has, because so many yoga asanas don't really have that freedom or that room to move. They're so strict around the alignment. Whereas, what's natural in a woman's body is to find movement that's often, very fluid and circular and flowing. And I know that, we have vinyasa yoga and flowing yoga, but this is much more informed from inside her own experience, her own feeling, rather than something that is imposed from the outside. So, if we consider this power place and actually welcome the uniquely female, what I like to call superpowers. These are the powers that exist simply by virtue of being in the female body. And as I spoke to, we have this innate connection to the earth, but we also have this innate connection to the moon and our own menstrual cycle, for example, our capacity to birth, our capacity for that monthly release, that shedding, that letting go, and to have a space and a practice where we can really embody all of these different phases, and where we can really also be welcomed in our emotional fluctuations and the depth of feeling that is so inherently feminine, this capacity to feel, that in most yoga classes there's not this space to actually be like, how am I feeling, and can I, rather than trying to override that or like get somewhere else or transcend, it's like, what if I could actually follow these currents and just give what I'm feeling some space, some permission to move? Because we unlock so much Shakti, we unlock so much of our feminine power in that. So those are just a few little, reasons why it's important that there is this space, especially for women, because when women practice together as well in a space that is dedicated for women, because this is something that, so many cultures and traditions throughout time have had this uniquely female space. This is like women's business. There is something that happens. There is group and collective healing that takes place. And there is an amplification of the Shakti, of the the energy, the power, the activation that takes place when we're doing these practices together. And this takes place whether we're in the same room or whether we are online, because I experience this all the time when I run my teacher training. You know, we're in different parts of the world. We're doing this exclusively online most of the time. And there is this felt power that happens. And it's incredibly magnetic, this work, you know. The female body, the way that we're designed has this magnetism that we really cultivate in Shakti Yoga. And then we also really give ourselves space to soften, to let go, to be nurtured, to be held. And this is that kind of divine feminine, that embrace of the goddess, the cosmic womb. This is the space that a Shakti Yoga teacher creates, one that is deeply nurturing, where you can feel held, where all of these pressures that exist for modern women, you know, in this still very patriarchal world, these pressures are real. They're both external and internal. So when we have a space to unravel, to soften, and to let go, there is deep healing and rejuvenation that takes place. So I hope this has been helpful. Feel free to share in the comments anything that struck you about this share. And yeah, the Shakti Yoga immersion online that I'm offering starts in just a few days if you're watching this in real time. So do check out the details in my bio or in the comments. And it would be amazing to share this practice for you and for you to experience it and receive deeply for yourself.